Okay.
Good. All right, now let's get caught up with this. All right, just for technicalities, let's start with our roll call attendance for the board seat.
Michael Pell, member.
Board D alternate.
Okay.
Good. Member. All right, now let's get caught up with this. All right, just for technicalities, let's start with our roll call attendance for the board seat. Alicia.
Michael Pell, member.
Board D.
Is it through the TV?
Okay. All right, now let's get caught up with this.
With the TV.
Recording earlier. Right.
Yeah.
I don't want to pop. But as long as it's not coming through the TV. I can
Once
see.
you can't hear it.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll resume, sorry. Al.
Sorry.
Bill Spence, member. And Rich Rita, select board.
Thanks. We're missing Rob for technicalities for the recording this evening. Our main goal for this evening is to listen to what everyone who's not on the board has to say about the master plan. So just fair warning, the camera is pointing in that direction, as is the microphone. So you will all be recorded, and we will not be. But it is, we are here to listen to what everyone has to say. We have received some email input so far, which is awesome. And basically our goal is to hear what you have to say, incorporate it into our next revision. And thank you all for taking the effort to read through the master plan, and the board has been putting in a lot of time to get it to the point we're at today. And we're hoping we're near the end. But if anyone would like to volunteer to go first, have any questions? And if you could just state your name for the record. I know we should pass around the sign-in sheet, right? But
Okay, my name is Charles Hastings. My wife and I are fairly new residents of the valley. After reading some of this, skimming much of it, I'm just astounded at what an enormous project it was. Well, amazed at the comprehensive nature of it. I'm impressed at how we have dealt with many complex problems and tried to strike a neutral path on many of them. I dearly hope that many of the worthy objectives you set forward can actually be realized. And I just think it was astounding. I can see why it's taking you 6,000 hours of meeting time to achieve this, whatever it is. I had one small, well, actually, that is easier. On page 2, there are 2 firsts in the same sentence. And I'm worried that the second first might cancel the first first. And so it says Arthur Goodrich first published first in 1892. I suggest we have only one of these.
yeah, makes sense.
And the second one was section 1.
Yeah. So which is that one?
16.
Oh, we're just.
Where is the one you're referring to?
It's page 2.
I have that.
Yeah.
I have that. What did you say you have another one?
We're looking for it.
Okay.
Section 2, section, and then part 3, and then part 16. It was on the conservation commission.
Have a page number, Charles?
Oh, yeah, okay, item 16, it's on page 119. Under 8.3 natural historic resources, This is town conservation land. I just don't understand what 16 is trying to say. I'll read it. Explore the pros and cons of, comma, feasibility, comma, and potential conservation easement holder for certain town-owned conservation and recreation. I can't figure out what that means.
Okay, we can clarify that. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah, and before we continue, we should also acknowledge the great that our town planner, Tara Bamford, which has gone through and really edited this to give it kind of a singular voice. Thank you. Anyone else here?
Yeah. So I'm here at Levy. Can you hear me? We'll be looking at this document for the next 10 years. So on page, well, my page 13, where it says autumn activity. September and October bring transient guests, etc. Do you see what I'm reading from?
Page 13.
Oh, I don't yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is on page 13. All right, that paragraph, autumn activity, cites Columbus Day weekend in October, and my question is, wouldn't we prefer to say Indigenous Peoples Day? And if you're not comfortable with replacing Columbus Day, can we put a / Indigenous Peoples Day? It's recognized federal holiday. People in town, younger people especially, are already there using Indigenous Peoples Day. Could we think of including that here? Fair point. Thank you.
Anything else here?
I think that's it.
Okay.
Great. All right. Anybody else? How do you feel? Has anyone commented on the YouTube? Yeah, I wasn't planning on reading out comments here for what we're going to digest in the group, along with the comments from this evening to incorporate starting at our October meeting. Barry, should you back here?
I don't have anything specific, but I did want to say thank you for all the hard work you guys did. It was pretty obvious. I did read all 150 some odd pages.
Wow, thank you.
And I found some of it, most of it was very applicable. And I just wanted to say, I did have one question, though. It's a question that probably a difficult one for you to answer, but we pretty much know that Waterville Valley is built out pretty much what we're going to see. Got condos that they'll be finishing, got some condos going in along the pond. And we'll be finishing the condos at Golden Heights. And all the land that's left, either people are going to build 3 or 4 more houses, or the people that have bought houses and want those houses as privacy. So I wanted to get your thoughts on where do you think our next area of possible build out might be or not. And I guess the other bigger question is, if we're going to be getting the lagoon is going away, can the lagoon, I know this is going to sound crazy, can it be repurposed for some other housing in town, whatever else might go there? I don't know. But anyway, so that's my question. I know it's difficult, but
Yeah,
when I left reading that, that was the question at the very end. That was what I found most that I was concerned about in the future. That's basically.
Yeah, no, and it's a very valid point. It's one of the reasons the planning board, especially the last 10 years or so, has been very focused on trying to achieve, density in the core, so we will have the tax fund to help support the infrastructure. I mean, it all goes together, as you point out. That's the $1 million question. And I'm not sure that we necessarily have the answer. But we're definitely looking ahead with that in mind. I mean, this is it. We have so little buildable land, and not to speak for Mark and Tom, but I know there are different plans for the lagoon area. Many different ideas vying for that potential property in the future. Just as an aside, way aside from the master plan, but the planning board is also in the process of working to achieve some grants that can help us both look at master plan and zoning, to look at workforce housing solutions. So, we are trying to move forward perhaps in a zigzag way. Yeah, that's a question there.
May I comment?
Rich, please.
So on the issue of the lagoons, we'll be facing a major decision point in 3-4 weeks when we, being the select board, are given the 60% plan for the new wastewater treatment facility. So we'll need to decide what direction we want to go in. And if we choose a particular option, particular plan, whichever one we choose, we do have a favored one at the moment for a variety of reasons. I've discussed it for some time now on the select board. But that's going to drive what land actually we will have available. Starting in maybe 2026, but probably later. I mean, there's a possibility that we could start sooner on doing something with that land. I think also, I see Bob Crease here, I think as well. Yeah, I think too, one of the things that the select board have been discussing is putting together a small group of eminent Walkervillians, say that right, to help us sort through, maybe put some ideas forward, surveying the town, sort of an ad hoc committee, if you would, to see what the property owners, voters, taxpayers, however you want to characterize them, think would be good use for that land, whatever that land ends up being. So there's a lot of open question there, but that's kind of where the ball is at the moment, Barry. I know it doesn't answer your question, but it gives you an idea of what we're thinking of going forward, at least the process going forward. And with regard to the build out, I think we all know that we have these something less than 500 acres to deal with, and I think we see a lot of construction going on now. I think a question that has been raised, it's an important question, at least the answer to it is important. I think Ray Kucharski in particular has been a key vocal voice, I should say vocal voice, a key voice on the matter, which is what we can build out on, except for a lot here, a lot there, is that large parcel of land that's zone Z1, C1, and which is upon which now they are building condominiums, which is an allowed use on that land. The question is, at what point will we see commercial activity there, or building for commercial purposes? And right now, the current owner of that land has every right to just build condominiums there if that's what they want to do. And I think we face an issue of what commercial entities may be available to us as residents, if that's what happens. It happened, I think, with the Moose Run subdivision, as I recall, as I was told, that was meant to be a more of a commercial parcel, but it turned out to be and was later changed to lower density residential. So I think that's a question going forward that the planning board does have to look at. Do we want to continue to allow a by right use of commercial one, C1, for condominiums?
Oh, right?
Rick Chasson. Following up on that, what is the planning board doing to encourage commercial development? And reversely restricting residential going to C1. I mean, the town's in a really critical place. We watched village commercial get developed in single family homes and then get rezoned to low density. I mean, this is it for the town, and C1 is out the land as well. And I think you're gonna somehow encourage commercial work and restrain residential. That's my opinion. That's my opinion.
Any other comments? Questions, observations? Wow. We really appreciate the turnout. Very, again, looking forward to it.
We had discussed the master plan. But I wonder if those questions are addressed in the master plan, the direction in which the town wants to go.
Right, and that's, all these comments are exactly what we'll be weighing, as we go forward, is to make sure that they are addressed appropriately.
Because I read the master plan completely, and that didn't jump out at me at all.
So we'll look more carefully at housing, economic. Was there? No.
Anybody in Zoom land? Everything is.
No.
Live.
Oh, Bob?
Well, I also applaud the work that planning committee has done. I sent in my comments during the draft period. And I just wanted to thank you all for the job you've done.
Well, if we don't have anything further, and tonight is not by any means a cutoff. If you leave here and think, oh, I wanted to ask it, please email the same information, the same contact that we put out there before. Use that email, and we're still happy to hear any comments. We'll be working towards completion at our regular October meeting, second Thursday of the month. And hopefully finishing things up by the end of the calendar year. But this really is a document that's meant to reflect the whole community, not just what the planning board thinks. So definitely feel free to reach out if there's anything else that anyone thinks of, or anyone watching this recording thinks of. Well, yes. No, last chance? No. Like a shot of gavel.
I will be adjourned.
All those. We did that. Let me call you. All right, all those in favor of adjournment?
Michael Bell.
Machine, aye. Bill Spencer.
Retreat.
All right, well, then we're adjourned for this evening. Again, thank you so much, everybody.
Am I?
Ball.